Welcome to another tutorial for Vintage Market Design Furniture Paint. We've got a really fun new product for you to try today, and it's called Emboss It. It's a specialty finish product that you want to use after you've done your priming if you need to, and your 2 coats of paint. You let them dry, and this is one of the things you can do to make your piece stand out and be very professional looking and add a little more detail. And we've got one here with the fleur-de-lis already done with the Emboss It, and you can see it's got a creamy color, and it's a little bit translucent. You can almost see through it, and the advantage of this is you can apply your crowning touch or your glazes or your waxes right over this and have it coordinate with the rest of your piece and pick up the color of your final product that you do, whether it's the wax or the glaze or the crowning touch. And this also can be used to fill holes and cracks in furniture. You know, sometimes we'll get a beautiful piece of old furniture that's got veneer on it and part of it has chipped off, and you can use Emboss It to actually fill that area and blend it in with the rest of your piece. And the fun thing about this is it puffs up just a little bit after you apply it, so you don't want to overwork it. And we'll show you how to lay it on. We're going to try a couple different things with it today, including stencils and putting it through different fabrics such as lace and burlap. But one of the key things is don't overwork it, because you'll lose the effect and it'll get smeary. You can sand this material, you can glaze it, you can color it, but you don't want to do that until at least 24 hours after you've applied it. It's got to be completely dry when you do those things. Now, in New Mexico, again, where we are, 24 hours is dry. If you're in Minnesota or Georgia or Florida or someplace where there's a lot of humidity, you may need to wait till the afternoon of the next day before you go with your next product. Because once you've got this beautiful effect, you don't want to smear it and have it move around on you. So be sure and wait the proper amount of time. So you can add the architectural detail where there is none, and it's as hard as wood once it does dry, so it's durable. You don't have to worry about being delicate with it once it's dried. So let's try some fun things with Emboss It today. And I'm going to start out with a stencil, because that's one of the most dramatic ways to use the product. And we've got a real pretty mulberry painted board here that's been distressed. We don't have any clear coat or waxes or glazes or anything on the board yet. We're going to do that after our stencil. And I've got one of Vintage Market and Design's rose stencils to use. So we'll just make sure our surface is clean. You can get a towel and just wipe it off. And then we're going to use the stencil tape from Vintage Market and Design to make sure that this doesn't move around and we get a nice, sharp, clean design. I like to tape my stencils on all 3 sides just to make sure that they don't shift while I'm applying my product. Or on all 4 sides, excuse me. This tape's great. It's medium tacky. It's not going to pull the paint off once you remove it, and it's not going to let anything move around. So it's just the right type of paint for a stencil. Make sure it's nice and smooth. And the Emboss It is kind of a thick paste, and it's nice because the thickness of it means that you're not going to get a lot of drips, and it's not going to leak underneath more than you want it to. So what I'm going to do is just, apply just a little bit along the side here. Didn't mean to get that blob in the center, but that happens. And you can see it has a lot of body to it, which is what gives you the 3-dimensional effect after it dries. And because I don't want to overwork it, I'm going to use a little bit wider spatula, and that means I don't have to go over it as many times to get the product to move. Actually, I think I'm going to put just a little bit more because I don't want to run out. You see, I'm just putting it on one side I'm going to draw it across. And what you want to do is keep your stencil nice and flat. So I'm going to hold it down here and just pull my material across. And again, I'm holding it and just pull it across. And I've got the spatula at a very low angle because I don't want to push the product underneath the stencil. I want it to just glide across the top. And I need just a little bit more in a couple areas. So I'm going to just add a little bit more to my spatula. And same thing, I think I'll start on this side and lay it down flat and go over it. And that's about it. I don't want to start messing around with it too much. And I've got a couple little lines here from the spatula, and a lot of that will go away as it dries because, as I said, it puffs up. But I don't want to keep moving it around and have it start squishing under the stencil. So we're going to let that sit and dry for just a few minutes, and then we'll pull the stencil off.